Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to another video, and today we are actually going to do not a programming tutorial and not a Unity tutorial, but today we are going to talk about about how you should publish and where you should publish and release your first game, because especially when you publish on PC, there are so many options, and maybe you don't know what you should actually do for your first game or for your second game. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So first thing is, we are actually first going to talk about mobile. If you make a mobile game, you should, if it's maybe your first or second or maybe third game, and you don't make any money out of it, then you should only release on the Google Play Store, because on Google Play Store you pay $25, and then you can release games. You can release unlimited amount of games. So you pay once $25, and you can, and then you have the license and you can release games. But on iOS, if you want to put your app on the App Store, you have to pay around $100 per year. So this is so much, $100 per year. I mean, if you make money with your game, it's maybe not that much, but for your first or second game, especially when you haven't made any money with it, it's way too much. So, but the $25 is actually okay. This is a good price, even if you don't make any money with it. It's not that much. So I would definitely recommend it to put it on the Google Play Store, because on Android there are also some alternative app stores like Aptroid, or I don't know. There are many alternative app stores, or like the Amazon App Store. You can put them for free there, and you can put them there too. But you should also definitely put them on Play Store, because like literally 99% of the people only download on Play Store, and the other are not that good. So you won't reach that much people with the other app stores. Just do it on Play Store. It's definitely worth the $25. So yeah. So if you release on PC, it's a little bit more complicated, because there are so many app stores, and there's not really one official app store, except from maybe the Microsoft App Store and the App Store on Mac. But I wouldn't recommend. I don't know if you have to pay for the Microsoft, like for the Windows App Store. I'm not sure if you have to pay, but you have to pay for the Mac OS App Store, and you have to pay the same amount of money there as with the iOS App Store. So you have to pay $100 a year, and on iOS the users are forced to use the App Store, but on macOS they aren't forced to use it, so they can download from the internet, and many people actually download from the internet. So you won't reach that much people with the App Store, and it's $100 a year. So I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Don't do it if you're like an indie game developer. If you're like a big name, if you're a big team and make thousands of dollars a year, you can of course do that. But like for indie game developers, it's just bad, and not many people will download from the official App Store. So what should you do else? There are three app stores, or like websites, where you could publish your games, and these are Steam, gamejolt, and itch.io. And I'm just tell you every positive aspect and negative aspect about these app stores. So we're just gonna start with Steam, and Steam is probably the most popular app store out there because Steam, everyone knows Steam, and almost everyone that plays games has Steam. So if you put your game on Steam, you will probably get the most downloads out of it because it's just simply the best and most used app store. So you will reach more people, but on Steam you have to pay, I think, also $100. Yeah, you have to pay $100 on Steam, and for like people that don't want to make any money with their games and just do it for fun, it may be a little bit much. Like 100 is not that. It's very much. 100 is very much if you don't make any money with your game. So I would not actually recommend Steam for your first, second, or third game. But if you like made a very big project and maybe even put a lot of money in the project, like if the project cost around $500 anyways, then you should really put it on Steam, or if you sell your game, because then you will get the $100 back actually, and really fast. But if you just make a small free indie game, then don't put it on Steam because 100 is very much, and you have the alternatives. And yeah, we're gonna talk about one alternative here, which is gamejolt. And gamejolt is actually completely free, so you don't have to pay any money. You could just make a gamejolt account and just publish your games very easily and very quick. So on gamejolt, of course, there are not that many people on gamejolt than there are on Steam, but many like YouTubers search for indie games on gamejolt, and especially horror games, like indie horror games. You find so many indie horror games on gamejolt, and of course many YouTubers search for indie horror games, especially on gamejolt. So maybe you can even get your game played by a YouTuber. Your game will be played by some smaller YouTuber, but that's on gamejolt. Like, there are many people searching on for indie horror games there, but the problem is other games maybe are not so, or maybe don't sell so well on gamejolt. Like if you make I don't know, some strategy game or something, it's maybe not that good on gamejolt, because most people search indie horror games and fan games, like FNAF fan games or something. This is like a really big thing on gamejolt, those fan games. Yeah, but of course you have a third alternative, and this is itch.io. And on itch.io, it's actually the platform I would recommend the most, where you should publish your game. I've actually published my first game on itch.io and on gamejolt. And what I've seen on the second day on gamejolt, my game had, I think, 30 views. Not that much, only 30 views. And on itch.io, it had over 100 views. So I really got the views. I really got more views on itch.io than on gamejolt. And also on itch.io, I feel like more people actually comment and rate your game, because on gamejolt I only got like one comment, and on itch.io I got a few more. So I think the community is more active and more gives you some feedback on your game on itch.io. Also, you can fully customize your itch.io page, which is really cool. And itch.io is just overall very developer friendly. But most of the people actually that come to your, or not most, but many people that will view or even download your game on itch.io are actually also developers. There are many developers on itch.io that will also maybe play and download other games, because like on gamejolt there I think are just like maybe 90% of the people are just for playing games there, but on itch.io many people actually develop games, because as I said, it's really developer friendly. You have very good analytics, you see so many stats, and yeah. But one thing I want to mention on gamejolt actually is another method you can make money that you can't use on the other app stores, and this is ads. On gamejolt you have the option to display ads on your gamejolt site, on your gamejolt game website. You can display ads and you get a bit of the ad revenue. Actually, I think 30%. It's not that much. You get around 1 cent per 200 views, so it's really not much, but it's a bit of money. But I actually think you won't make more than $5 with this if you don't have a game that really blows up. So I wouldn't do this with the ads. Yeah, but you have the option if you want it like that. So this was actually it. So my personal opinion is you should, for your first game, if you release on PC, you should actually upload it on itch.io and gamejolt. Those two platforms are the best because both are completely free, and yeah, you could just, why not upload on both? It's completely free, and you're allowed to upload it wherever you want, and just upload on both sides. And yeah, that's actually it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you like the video, please subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next video.